Many ancient books and scriptures deal with the nature of human sexuality. They usually talk about the fundamental aspect of this energy, but they are often mistakenly interpreted from the point of view of sexuality recognized in the conscious. One example is the practice of having sex without ejaculation. In the practice of having sex without ejaculations, you can take sexual actions, but you are not supposed to ejaculate. It sounds pretty absurd, but it is often known as a way to strengthen man's sexual functions and sexual energy. As far as sexuality is approached in the distorted way, as is recognized in the conscious, especially from man's point of view, it leads to problems whether they ejaculate or not. It is because our sexual expressions and sexual actions with the purpose of sexual pleasure activate this energy in a negative way and damage the body and mind of both women and men. What would happen when the concept of having sex without ejaculation is interpreted in the right way? The major agent in activating sexuality are women instead of men. Our sexual expressions and sexual actions must be made putting women at the center. Men must protect women and comply with women in every aspect so that women can make sexual expressions and actions as much as they want. Men should not even have the idea of their own standards of sexual pleasure. All men have to do is to comply with women and help them express without having their own desire for sexual pleasure. When men discard all the standards of sexual pleasure, they automatically become to comply with women's sexual expressions and their sexual functions are activated in accordance with women's sexual functions without limitation. Men can experience greater satisfaction than when they have sex for their own sexual pleasure. The true meaning of having sex without ejaculation is not that men should not ejaculate, but that men should have sex without the desire for their own sexual pleasure, which is usually accompanied by ejaculation. Men usually think that the pleasure of ejaculation is the climax of having sex, and most men would not consider having sex without ejaculation very enjoyable. Ejaculation is at the heart of man's desire for sexual pleasure, and the ancient saying tells you not to focus on ejaculation in having sex. Man's ejaculation is only a part of having sex and is not the goal or the climax. When sexual actions are centered around man's sexual pleasure, men face limitation in sexual functions and are likely to experience the sense of disappointment. This way of approaching sexual actions put limits on sexual happiness, which is supposed to be limitless by nature. In this process, this energy is activated in a negative way and damages man's body and mind. On the other hand, when this energy is activated in a positive way, by putting women at the center, men may or may not ejaculate. In this case, man's ejaculation does not even indicate the end of sexual actions. Women may decide to make sexual expressions further after ejaculation, and men can still feel satisfied. Having sex activating this energy in a positive way restores the body and the mind, so you get healthier as you have more sex. It also has both men and women generate love and passion. Seemingly similar sexual action can have completely different impacts on human mind and body, depending on whether this energy is activated positively or negatively. Any sexual action based on the desire for sexual pleasure will lead to the destruction of the body and the mind. So many people have practiced having sex with the distorted concepts for such a long time, and we have to learn the right concepts and internalize the right habits. Men can build the most powerful sex ability through sex therapy for men, and women can build true sex ability through sex ability training for women. Please remember that many conventional sex therapy only aggravate your sex ability and destroy your body and mind by activating this energy in a negative way.